السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. شرفنا. كيف حالك اليوم؟ اسمي كريس. أهلا وسهلا. Hi everyone, new name here playing my favorite game, Watcher of Realms. And today is day 41 on the free-to-please, free-to-play series. And I'm doing a three-part walkthrough of Elite Void Rift with the Crimson Guard in the second floor. Those ones that put that red, like, bubbling boil on the tile that, it's a tricky fight if you don't understand some of the easier ways to deal with it or you don't have a roster. So I've tried to do it on elite, or pardon me, on hard. I can't even clear the last boss on hard. I tried. I don't want to mess around anymore. And I thought the purpose of this channel for this series was to show new players how to progress quickly. I can't do that by just saying, oh, look, I've done elite and show you the end of it. That's actually like bragging. I thought about it after. So I apologize if anybody was having apprehensions about my intentions. So now I'm doing a direct walkthrough with as free to play a lineup as possible. It's a free to play account, but I have, certain heroes. Anyways, we're going to get into this. And I was just greeting any modern standard Arabic speaking people to the channel with that earlier blah, blah, blah. Now, if you're having any kind of difficulty in Void Rift, you're going to know right away if you'll be able to beat the third floor. If you struggle and you barely squeak by and complete the first floor last boss, chances are you're not going to beat the elite, or sorry, the last boss, Lysier or Torador. More than likely not. It doesn't mean that you should give up for the weak, but be prepared to know that you might not be able to do what you're hoping to do. So I'm in the habit of I usually went around first just to see what was around the corner to pick it up. But anyways, we're going into these were like the newer stages before they brought out that Shadow Keeper stuff with those agitators with the hoods that have the floating skulls. All right, so I'm just going to go in with the gear that I think I have the people on, and you can actually have 10 heroes in this map. I forgot about that. So I'm not going to bring most of what I normally would here. But you'll see now, actually, I don't even think I need a Valkyria for this. We'll bring her in anyways, just in case, okay? But you'll notice, like, I have a Piercer Lord, so I'm going to bring the Piercer Lord especially for these stages. If you don't, you can still get it done. It's just, it's not as easy, especially on like hard. But the idea for these stages especially is to bring some kind of magic damage dealer because these big walkie guys, they take magic damage and it does extra to them. All right. So you'll see, I'll pause for a second. The reason that my Lunaria was face down and my Comet was faced up is because I'm purposely placing this tank here. Because if you don't know, these guys with the swinging flail behind here, that spiky ball on a chain, they do damage to the tile behind it also. Okay. And it hurts. So, anyways, I also don't want these healers doing too much. So, actually, yeah, we can keep it on times two, I think. Yeah. So up at the top here, right, there's these guys that are going to come out from that top tile. So I'm going to put my Valkyria right on top of them. Okay. Or to keep it free to play, I'm going to stick my Wrath right in their face. Okay. That's an A5 Wrath. He's max skilled. He's ready to rock and roll. Whatever comes out of that portal is going to hell. And Wrath is going to meet them as soon as he can. So if you want to be even more like efficient, you can wait to drop your Wrath. Okay. But look, he's going to like hit the guy 5 times, game over. And Lunaria, you see she's able with Comet. These guys, there's no big deal. And you notice how I'm purposely not targeting these two that are on pause. I want to wipe out any of the healers that I can, or anybody that I can, obviously, before these guys start making a walk down. So if you want to cheese them a little bit, right, you can stick your Valkyrie here just to hit them and make them run down. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show you the safest method that I'm aware of for these stages. Yeah. And that's why I brought a Piercer Lord. And again, in case you're curious, like Wrath is just going to make these fools wish that they never showed up. There was 3 of those idiots there. Look at them. They're just standing there all stupid. Like, their attack intervals, what? Once an eon? Not my problem. You want to show up to fight a battle against my A5 Wrath? Too bad. And again, you'll look, Lunaria's already got this guy down by like 30% before he meets Comet. He might hit my tank once, okay? But again, notice how I leave these two mobs alone. I could engage them to make them come sooner. It could make more sense if you want. However, Lunaria is always going to target these guys instead of the healers. You see how that's happening? And it's a bit of a pain, right? You're like, well, now how do I kill those guys? So now I'll use my Idril. You can use Brienne, you can use another marksman or another mage, somebody just to beat on those guys. The healers, they don't take much damage, okay? And again, Wrath is set and forget. His ultimate's going to be back up. It's no big deal. Also, there's only 4 enemies total left to come, and we know where 2 of them are. So I'm going to make them show up now. Okay? I'm going to make Idril run this guy so that he's dead, and then hopefully she'll be killing this one with Comet. She ran out of ultimate. It's okay. But you can clearly see how simple this stage is if you set up magic damage dealers and you leave those 2 guys alone at the top. And then when the 2 healers spawn out of this bottom, that's when you place down one of your heroes to take care of them. So I'm obviously overpowered for what you just saw. Okay, like the gear that I have on these heroes, none of it is a premium set, but I have some ancient items and stuff. But this is a free to play account. You can earn your way through grinding like I did. This is day 41. Okay, I didn't just all of a sudden wake up and go, okay, I'm in the Elite Void Rift making guides on day 3. You have to earn your way. So I forget what this stage looks like. I'm going to bring the exact same lineup. I think it's effective. I can push right through this whole floor. I might have to swap gear and bring in like Abomination for something. I can't recall. So on this stage, okay, you want to put your Lunaria and your Idril each facing to the left to kill those floating guys that are going to spawn immediately that spread that red tile ooze that boils everybody's feet. Then I'm going to use my Allura on this tile facing, or sorry, this tile facing to the right. You don't have to do the placements that I'm doing. It's not entirely necessary, but it's the most effective way that I know of. Get your get your marksman down first, because this guy's slow as hell, right? He's not going to do anything. So you'll have time to, set up whoever you want here. I want my Comet's ultimate as soon as possible. So I put Comet in first. Then my Vortex, his ultimate, is going to take longer than my Olague's shield to spawn. So you'll see, as long as you don't hit these slow walking guys, okay, this is ×1 on purpose, just to show you the setup. But you'll also notice I'm going to take my Vortex to the very back because these guys do splash damage, okay? I can't remember if my Comet's going to get hit here or not. If he does, I think it'll be funny. So magic damage to these big bastards is huge. Again, like I said, they don't like it. So you'll see the healer. See you later. Lunaria is like, too bad. Now the healer on this side. This is why you take your your other marksman, like Allure, who I'm using. It doesn't have to be invisibility, okay? Now, Comet's going to hit this guy. He's going to start speed walking, okay? Oh, that goes down. Comet probably be able to kill 2 of them with his one ultimate, but I'm going to wait for it. And just remember, don't use Idril's ultimate because you're like, well, I'm going to hit these guys and kill them. She's not going to do the damage you're hoping she's doing. And if your Idril does kill these guys with her ultimate, you need to go up a difficulty. That's Idril's job right there, is to take care of whenever those guys spawn out, okay? Now I'm going to put it on ×2. So I can put Wrath, Valk, Volca, anyone can go down here to draw aggro if you're having difficulties killing what comes from the right side later, okay? And if you really need to finesse the stage, you can remove these 2 marksmen after the next wave that spawns from here, and then have them down here to help support Allura. And it's that easy. As long as you know where the spawn timers are, the points they're coming from, you set your massive damage to the first targets. There's nothing coming out of the right side for the first 3 waves except those healing guys. And they're very weak and susceptible to Allura or Kai or Nyx or Maul. Hell, you could probably even use like greed. We all get a greed on day 28, I think it is. So again, as soon as that stupid idiot came off the bus, they're like, yeah, wrong town. And the same thing's going to happen here. Allure's just going to slaughter this fool. And as you notice, like the AI is as stupid as Idril for some people, where they're like, why is Idril targeting the wrong mob, right? Now, that's why I've kept Lunaria where she is. It's really weird because she shouldn't be able to hit that tile, but it's kind of like a cheese, right? You saw she is able to. So these guys, this is the real issue right here. Is how do I get that last one, right? I can't draw their aggro. Idril's going to attack this big guy. What am I going to do? Okay, so Lunaria is dead right here. She's got no chance left. Idril's attacking the big guys. And this is where you have your Comet ready to go with his ultimate. So he's probably going to be okay. And remember how I said you got a time when you pull your marksman off the map at the top, right? Because these guys are coming now at the bottom, and you don't like it. It's not very good. So you bring one of your marksmen back. This isn't the cleanest way to run this stage, obviously, as you're seeing my heroes die. But you can pull your Idril and Lunaria off when I said to, like 2.5 waves ago, so that they would help Allure take care of that right side. But I'm showing you how you can recover as well. Even though it was accidental, I forgot to pull those heroes off when I said to, but it's real easy to recover as long as you've brought the right heroes. I can't remember if I had Volca there or not. I think so. I always bring Volca, even if you don't place her. If you have her available, you bring her in to reduce the res timers of heroes. So I'll show you the gear at the end. I forgot to on the first guy, okay? But I'll show you the gear that I used here so you can see how much HP someone like Comet actually has, okay? And again, just for the, truth of the situation to show you, like I'm going to do all of these on manual, but I'm also like I'm not going to switch much gear here. I don't know who's wearing what for this, but I think I better bring Idril, and I'm going to take Abomination out because I know Abomination, he's naked. So these diamond collection stages, I suggest that you 100% them. If you can't 100% them, but you're close, redo it. It's definitely worth it for you to get all of these diamonds, okay? It's once a week opportunity. I think in the total, it's like almost 200 diamonds if you can, complete all these stages. And I'm pretty sure my Raiden is naked as well. But anyways, this shouldn't be any kind of an issue here. I'm pretty certain most people don't need a guide on how to deal with these stages. But in case you do, you'll notice how I have, AoE fighter at the back here that has a long range. Okay. So when her ultimate's going, like she's hitting everybody in that line. I bring Idril just because she was the first one at A5 and max out. I always will on any account. Okay. So Idril, she's doing good damage because she's also in like that storyline starter set. Okay. Always keep that storyline starter gear. You're going to start noticing after like a month of playing the game, you're like, wow, good gear drops infrequently and good rolls on it are even less frequent until you start getting ancient items. And then when you get the ancient mythics, you got to hope that they're going to roll decently. And quite often they don't. So that storyline starter gear, I still have those sets on my main account, and it's end game. Okay, it's got like 7 level 25 mythic artifacts. It's completed everything in the Void Rift. Anything that rolls 4 purple rolls in the substats on quality substats, you will keep for a long time. Okay, never expect to roll a gold roll, let alone 2 gold rolls on the same item. It's very rare. So I forget how many stages are left now. I think there's 3. I'm not sure, and I can't tell if it's a Torador week or a Lysier week because it was a Lysier week last one, I think. So we're gonna these guys. So this is the stage where you start realizing that I can't do this difficulty this week. If you make it to this stage, and this one might start thumping you, and you'll be like, what the hell is going on here? So you definitely don't want to engage these guys right away. What I'm going to use though is my Idril. facing to the right with my Lunaria facing to the right. So as soon as these guys come into the portal, they're going to be hit by my magic damage dealer and then supported by Idril after. Then I want to use my Allura on the spawns, the air spawns immediately out of here. And you might notice you're like, you haven't put down anything for this guy at the top yet. So Comet will get hit by these guys that come out, these white tower guardians. I forget what they're called. That's why I didn't put him out right away. I don't want them doing anything to the people up on this top tile because they do like an AoE splash. Okay. So my Comet is strong enough, max skilled, like he's going to be able to take care of these guys before they really start piling up. But you'll see how powerful magic damage is from Lunaria. She's got, I forget if she's max skilled or not yet. She's pretty close, and she's got no awakenings. So this is why Allura's over here. Doesn't have to be somebody who's invisible, but Allura's my single target non-magic damage dealer that isn't Idril. I want to make sure these white tower guys don't get to do anything. And again, you're noticing I'm only using 6 heroes, okay? You could put down your Valk over here as well if you want to support that. But you can't put any units behind your tank here because these guys are going to splash damage them, okay? So I'm just going to speed them up with Idril here. Then I'm going to use Comet's ultimate. Then you'll see my Allura. She's going to splash damage. I think my Allura has no crit, actually. I think I purposely built her with, she has like 3% crit. So if she has 100% crit, those guys were all dead from the one ultimate. But you're noticing now how smooth and controlled the fight is. Because anything that's coming from these portals, these spawns, are being targeted. Yes, I have a Pierce Lord bonus, it helps, but you don't need it. Okay, you can do this stage without the Lunaria. I just want to make sure that you're able to see if you do have a Piercer Lord. That's obviously going to make this a lot easier and a lot faster. And again, there's nothing these idiots can do because you see that's the only time that they targeted someone. They can't really do anything until I think they come to this third tile anyways. So if you put down your Valkyria here, they would target her as soon as they're here. They'd be trying to do damage to her. Okay. Anyways, she's not necessary to be there. And I'm forgetting what the final boss is on this stage. I think it's a nasty one. And we're going to try to do it with the same lineup, same gear, same roster. I forget what it's called, the Crimson Star or Crimson Lord boss. I forget. However, I don't want to know what had the skull that big. That's a pretty big looking dragon skull. That would scare the Jesus out of me if I lived in that area, man. So, yeah, this is what's his name here. Let's take a quick look. I want to see this. I forget this hero's name. Our hero, this boss. So it's Crimson Star boss. Okay, and you're going to see that the boss is going to spawn out of here and path down to this way. And if you haven't killed him by this point, you're not going to complete the stage to my knowledge because it spawns like all this red tile corruption and you're just toast. So having an invisibility hero and a Piercer Lord is definitely advisable on this stage. You notice I have Volca in there. It's rare that I'll place her. I don't know if she has gear on or not. I forget. I think she does. Anyways, what's key here is to get these heroes down first for me. Okay. Then I'm going to get my Comet. And I want to make sure my Comet is able to hit the mobs that are on this tile because of where I'm going to park my Oleg. Okay. Ooh, I wonder if I can do this without putting because I need a healer down here as well. So I'm going to try to one heal this. We'll see if Comet can help sustain. So Lunaria is going to also be on the boss. As soon as the boss spawns, okay, Idril's almost going to hit her. Not completely, but anyways, I'm going to take my Wrath. And the reason that I skip this tile is because I want that boss, obviously, to walk right in here. If I put Wrath on that tile, then Lunaria can't target the boss. All right. So the next one that's going to go down is definitely your healer. Okay, you need to do some kind of healing. This boss does splash damage, but I think all my 6-star heroes are able to survive this. All right. Then I'm going to use my invisibility allure. So you can also put your Idril up closer if you want, so that the boss isn't, getting a free walk, if you will. But I'm pretty certain that this boss is about to get rickrolled here when she starts getting hit by Wrath as well. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure that my Oleg is okay up top with the Idril ultimate, and I forgot that Idril is going to skip the boss when you use your ultimate. But I think if you can get the boss below 50% by the time she does that big right there, like this is going to be GG. I'm fairly certain. As long as my comet can help my Oleg sustain. Yeah, that's it. So now I can pull off all these heroes because nothing is coming from that side anymore. Okay. So that's the power of the Norse Will artifact on Oleg as well. See how he got hit? He actually healed. He healed himself when he took damage that broke his shield. And that's why you use the Norse Will artifact. My Volca also has a maxed passive. So if I stick her anywhere on the map right now, like my heroes are going to be getting a 2% heal every time they land an attack, 2% of their HP. So anyways, I'm fairly certain I can just keep my Idril here and use her when her ultimate comes up. But the idea is that you burn that boss ASAP. Obviously, you saw how clean this fight's going to transition after that is over with. Fortunately enough, my Oleg is built strong enough that, he took care of himself while I needed him to. You can two heal this. I used to use Lightlock up here and Vortex down there. I'm beyond that now with the gear that I have, right? But A5 Wrath as well. Like you can stick Wrath up here, and I think he can fight those healer units. I don't know if he can fight those two-handed guys. We'll see. I'll make him tank one. We'll make Wrath face tank one of them when they come out. So I can't help this. It's on times 2. I forget how long this pause is, but I think it's set up so that the boss was dead, and you'll be able to. I can't get him. So when the boss dies, you're supposed to like despawn your or retreat your heroes, I think. But anyways, there you go, Wrath. Yeah. So that's how easy it is with an A5 Wrath. He slaughters those fools. Okay. So anyways, be sure that when you use Oleg, I don't, regardless of what people tell you about the Bastion's ring, the Norse Will artifact is the best in slot artifact on Oleg for at least 90% of the content I've ever used him in. If you're trying to rely on the Bastion ring to gain one more additional block, you don't have enough damage. You need to bring more damage. Your defender should never be in a stage like this trying to block 5 enemies, 4 or 5 enemies. It's too much, okay? You're going to stress your healer. So we're going to collect this loot together, claim, and we'll see what comes out of that floor. Asclepius. So this is crap, okay? You start looking like Rage Regen. I don't know who I'd use this on, especially since it's only a legendary item, all right? These substats, they're crap. The flat attack, this is an instant sell on my account. It should be on yours. And they fixed this where it wasn't an instant collect for the experience bonus, but I instantly collected on the first floor. So let's see if I have 2 days worth of experience now. And it shouldn't be that way because it should go right into your storage. Yeah. So I don't know what changed it, but they said that it was going to automatically go into here. And it does on my main account. So I don't know what's going on. But anyways, I'm going to upload the third floor now. And I hope that if you're watching this guide, it really helps you transition into farming the Elite Void Rift until you have enough gear and skill up on the heroes to start the same process on Hard Void Rift. This was New Name playing my favorite game, Watcher Realms. Take care.